Since LHON is a very rare disease, its prevalence is not very well known, but it is estimated that it is between 1 out of every 50,000 people to 1 out of every 15,000 people worldwide. LHON results in sudden, painless, acute vision loss to approximately 95% of its carriers. The peak ages of onsets are 20s and 30s, and mainly before the 50s. Approximately 50% of male and 10% of female carriers lose vision due to LHON. This shows a strong sex bias in vision loss for LHON, and this is known as incomplete penetrance, which is influenced by genetic, hormonal, and environmental factors. Recently, there has been a link found between smoking tobacco, heavy drinking, and vision loss associated to LHON carriers because they interfere with mitochondrial oxidative phosphorylation. This is the way a person with 20/20 vision would see this little girl, and this is the way a person suffering from LHON would see the little girl. LHON's inheritance pattern is mitochondrial, which means it's only maternally inherited, since only the maternal mitochondrial DNA is passed on to the offspring. As you can see in this illustration, the offspring when the father is affected are unaffected, and the offspring when the mother is affected are affected, so that means they are LHON carriers. Complex 1 is in the inner mitochondrial membrane. Complex 1 contains an acceptor group inside of it that is called FMN. FMN in complex 1 oxidizes NADH by removing 2 electrons from the NADH molecule, turning it into NAD+. The electrons then move along a series of iron sulfur groups which ultimately take them to ubiquinone. The electric current caused by the movement of electrons is used to power the pumping of H+ ions into the inner membrane space of the mitochondria. That potential difference is used to turn ADP to ATP. LHON is related to 3 main mutations which occur in the genes for peptides MTND4, MTND6, and MTMD1. The mutation for MTND4 changes an arginine to a histidine. They both carry an electric charge. However, histidine has a weaker positive charge and is a little bit shorter than arginine. The MTND6 mutation is going to change a methionine for a valine. And this change is significant because valine is a little bit shorter than methionine as well. And the mutation for MTND1 changes an alanine for a threonine. And this is also significant because threonine is a little bit shorter than alanine. These are subtle changes because the amino acids are similar, but significant enough to decrease the complex 1 activity by as much as 50%, which greatly endangers the survival of the cells in the optic nerve. There is no cure for LHON, but a clinical trial using idebenone, which acts as a potent catalytic antioxidant that can transfer electrons into the mitochondrial electron transport chain where complex 1 is defective, demonstrated a normalization of mitochondrial function. So it basically does the job of complex 1 when complex 1 is defective, so it's not doing the job. Visual acuity increases, but vision loss is permanent due to the death of optic nerve cells, so there's not actually going to be a full recovery. The people with the mutation for the peptide MTND6 showed the highest recovery rate after 1 to 2 years after the onset of the vision loss.